Engineering colleges are still making students practice skills that are no longer relevant because the way we build apps and websites has changed forever. Let me teach you a skill that can help you build apps without any coding. Anyone at any age from any non-technical background can learn this skill and build apps using the concept of vibe coding. Welcome to our no-code app development course for non-technical people. In today's episode 1, we will teach you the basics of no-code app building using Lovable AI. We will assume that you know nothing about coding or computer science and start from absolute zero. In chapter 1, I will explain the basics of software development and explain you fundamentals as if you're a 10-year-old. In chapter 2, our industry expert Shouvik Roy, who's done his MTech from IIT Gandhinagar, will teach you how Lovable works and how do you prompt it to build a healthy recipe generating app. In chapter 3, he will take you through Supabase that helps you create the backend infrastructure of your app. Don't worry, it is not as complex as it sounds. In chapter 4, I will briefly explain how you can plan your own upskilling and eventually sell such apps to foreign clients as a freelancer. Make sure you click on subscribe right now because you are learning from the cutting edge school, a platform for businesses and professionals to learn the skills of future. So without further ado, let's get started. If you are not an engineer, it's very important for you to understand the basics of software building and how exactly do you approach no-code AI building. Whatever I teach here is simply a Kickstarter course. Your learning doesn't end here. It actually just starts. Make sure you have a pen and paper in front of you because I will be sharing a lot of valuable tips. Greg Eisenberg on YouTube explained a very simple framework for anyone planning to build a fresh career in software development using AI. Let me explain it one by one. You need to focus on two important aspects. First aspect is all about learning how to create a product roadmap. The second aspect is about understanding basics of product building using AI. Let's start with creating a product roadmap first. Before we build anything, we need to have decent enough clarity on what we are building, who are we building this for, and how will we be different from others. To answer these three questions, you need to focus on defining the core problem statement that you're trying to solve. For this video, let's take a dummy problem statement. We will make a healthy recipe generating app where as a user, you can tell the app what you like to eat, your allergies, your basic details, your deficiencies, and your type of cuisine. Once you click on generate, it will give you a step-by-step recipe, the items that you need to buy, and also give a YouTube tutorial to watch. Now the problem statement is that people do not know how to make healthy and simple food for themselves. So they need an app where they can put their details and get simple and customized recipes. This answers what are we building and who are we building it for from a very superficial level. The answer to how will we be different from others is not important to us right now because this is a beginner's level exercise. But traditionally, it's extremely important for you to do a proper competitor analysis using websites like Mobbin, Mobbin. Now, once you have some direction, the next step is to create a PRD, which is a product requirement document, which details all the features you will have on this web app. Now, I'm pretty sure you're wondering that, Ansh, why are we not just directly jumping into building an app? Folks, trust me, before we start building even a single button, we need to finalize the core fundamentals of what are we building and how should we build it. We need to finalize the tiniest of details, like what platform are we creating this app for? What are the kind of features this will have? Will my customers use this on their laptop or on their phone? What kind of features will they like? Are there any competitors who are doing something similar so we can take inspiration from them? And most tutorials that I see on YouTube only teach you how to use an AI tool and build a front end. But honestly, that is not as valuable as you would think. The real skill is to recognize a gap in the market, create a product plan, and then use your creative thinking to find better solutions, analyze your competition, and then use AI to fast track your building processes. For this episode, as I told you, I'll take a very simple problem statement. As non-technical beginners, we will make a recipe app that our customers can use on their laptop and their phones using their web browser. To get our features in PRD, we will use Grok 3. 3, which is currently available for free. Once we have a PRD, we will use Grok 3 to get guidance on creating our backend as well. Now, if you're wondering what is backend, don't worry, I will explain you everything in just a few minutes. This is the prompt. I am using Lovable AI and Supabase for backend to build a simple and easy to use web app. I have never done any coding before. I am a non-technical person. Here is my app idea. And if you want to explore other app ideas, this is where you can actually fine tune and have a different idea. We will make a healthy recipe generating app where as a user, you can tell the app what you like to eat, your allergies, your basic details, your deficiencies, and your type of cuisine. Once you click on generate, it will give you a step-by-step recipe, the items you need to buy, and also give a YouTube tutorial to watch. This is literally what we had explained in the beginning. So I am setting the same context for my AI tool. Otherwise, how will Grok even know what I'm trying to build? Later on in the prompt, I will say, I want you to support me throughout this conversation, because this will help you come back to this conversation anytime you get stuck with Lovable or Supabase. First, let's make a detailed PRD for me so that I have clarity on what we need to build. This is the prompt that you need to copy paste into your Grok. And by the way, you can paste the same prompt in other tools like ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini as well. The difference won't be that much. And I'll paste the prompt in description as well. Let me show you how to run this prompt on Grok itself. Alright, so here I am on grok.com and I am using the free version. I haven't even logged in. So what I'll do is I'll just copy paste the prompt and I'll press enter. So as you know, within seconds, Grok has understood what we need to do and it has tried to create an overview, the goals, the key features, and this is where you can have a proper discussion with Grok and actually understand what you really want. So if you feel that there are certain things that you want to delete or certain things that you want to improve, you can simply have a conversation with Grok and actually get the prompts one by one. So let's just say I'm pretty happy with what I have, right? So I will say, can you give me a simple prompt to share in Lovable to get started? So yeah, now Grok has given me the prompt. It has given me a list of bullet points as well. And when Shavik does the demo, he will actually show you how this works and how you can just copy paste it and get your prototype sorted. Another cool thing that you can do is that, can you refer some competitors or apps that do something similar so I can take inspiration? And by the way, if you create an account on Grok, you will no longer have any limits on this. We've made a detailed video on how Grok works. I'm just showing you how the free version looks like. So as you can see, there's Yummly, there is MeLime, there's Supercook. All of these things, all of these different applications will help you understand what kind of features are they working on, because it makes no sense to build something that has already been built, right? If you want to make something for your clients, you have to make sure that it's unique and useful enough. Now, once your PRD is ready, you can now use Grok to create prompts for Lovable. The issue is just learning how to make PRDs and using Lovable will not help you build real apps. That is why you need to work on the second aspect of product building, which is understanding the basics of product building using AI. Here, we'll cover some basic concepts like front-end and back-end. So don't worry, it's extremely simple, but very, very foundational for your success. So, what exactly is front-end? So as I told you, we are making a recipe generator. Whatever you see on the screen when you actually use the application, this could be the text, the buttons, basically everything visual in front of you is called the front end of your app. And this front end is usually coded in languages like JavaScript and CSS. Now you don't need to learn any of these languages, but it's very, very important to know what they do individually. So let's first understand JavaScript. JavaScript is a programming language used to build logic for websites and apps. Now, as you already know, a lot of websites are usually developed in this language called HTML and CSS. And HTML, CSS are like the bricks and cement that you use to build a house. But JavaScript is almost like adding wiring and plumbing to your house. It is JavaScript that actually makes your house function. So it basically is used to make the entire website more interactive and useful. But when websites become really big and complex, JavaScript alone gets very messy and hard to manage. It's almost like doing the wiring and plumbing for a huge hotel that has hundreds of floors and thousands of rooms. This is where React.js comes in. The JS in React actually stands for JavaScript. And React.js is a JavaScript library made by Facebook. Now let me explain why did they even make this. This JavaScript library is like a pre-built house creating kit so developers can save time. It basically helps you build user interfaces in a very clean and reusable way. User interface is basically what you see. Your entire front end is actually just the user interface. The entire button system, the text and everything that you click on actually comprises the user interface. Now, just like Lego blocks, React.js helps you make UI using small reusable blocks called components. Using React.js, you will be able to break your website into small components like a button or a header and a card. And each component has its own logic and design. So you don't need to build these things from scratch. Now, as I told you in the beginning, your house is made up of bricks and cement. And in a web app's case, these are HTML and CSS. HTML is something that we don't need to deep dive into, but let's understand what is CSS. CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets. It's used to make websites look more beautiful, clean, and organized. So as I said, when you're building a house structure, it's almost like you use HTML to create the basic skeleton of how the house looks like. And then you make it useful using JavaScript. But just a structure alone with pipes and plumbing and wiring will look like a boring cement box. This is where CSS comes into the picture. CSS gives style to your plain boring looking website. It is CSS that controls your app's colors, layouts, fonts and spacing. Without CSS, your web apps will look like a Word document from 2005. So in short, when we prompt Lovable, the AI will create our web app using JavaScript and CSS. I'm explaining these things so that when Shavik explains you don't freak out when you see all of that code. Just like React.js, there are multiple libraries that web developers use, like Vue.js and Angular. But as beginners, you don't need to worry about them right now. Now that this is done, let's understand what exactly is the backend of your web app. Your backend is everything that happens behind the scenes of your website or app. It's almost like the kitchen of your restaurant. Your customers never see it, but that is where all the action really happens. In fact, it is the kitchen that runs the business and not the exterior or the design of the restaurant. If your kitchen is not organized, nothing can stay stable. Just like that, more than a great front end, it is your backend which forms the backbone of your web app. Most AI tools usually just create a front end, but in today's episode, Shavik will explain you how to connect Supabase to Lovable for creating your backend infrastructure. Now within backend, we will cover 4 basic terms: database, server, authentication and APIs. Don't worry, these terms sound very complicated, but at this point, because of AI, you don't need to build all of these things from scratch. All you need to do is improve your vocabulary and understand what these things do. Let's start with understanding a database. Your database is a place where all of your data and information is stored and retrieved. Think of it like a digital notebook or an Excel sheet. Remember that we're building a healthy recipe app? So let's say that users can come here and search healthy recipes, save their diet plans, and even log in to track their progress. All of this information needs to be saved in a database. When a user searches for a high protein breakfast option, our app needs a database to pull all of this information. So basically, our database will act like a nutritionist's file cabinet, which will be filled with every user's health record, recipes, and plans. If this is clear, let's understand what is a server. A server handles all requests from the app and gives proper responses. It's like having a digital chef who can take your order, look into the kitchen, understand where the item is in the database, and actually serve the dish. And in this case, the dish is data that we have requested from the server. Then let's understand authentication. Authentication makes sure that only the right person can access their health data. This is pretty straightforward. So let's understand what is an API. API stands for Application Programming Interface. It allows 2 different apps or systems to talk to each other. So imagine that you're sitting in a restaurant. API is like a waiter at this restaurant. You call the waiter, tell him your order, and he takes it to the kitchen. The chef cooks it and the waiter brings back the food to you. In the tech world, this waiter is your API. Because as a customer, you're not talking directly to the chef or to the staff which is working in the kitchen. Your duty is to simply explain to the waiter what you want. The waiter will go, pass on the instructions, get everything processed and bring it back to you. I am explaining these basics because if you're a non-technical person, you won't feel confused when Shavik is explaining you how Lovable works, because without understanding these core basics, it makes no sense to learn no-code development. In fact, this entire practice of coding with just a prompt is called vibe coding. However, vibe coding alone will not give you any tangible results until unless you yourself have understood the basics of product building, customer research, and design. Now that this is done, we will move on to learn about lovable.dev. Currently, there are many no-code AI builders in the market. The most popular ones include lovable.dev, bolt.new, and Replit. So let me now invite our industry expert Shavik Roy. Shavik has completed his MTech in Computer Science from IIT Gandhinagar. He's previously worked on AI and machine learning research papers and has 3 years of experience in building AI tools. Shavik, welcome to the Cutting Edge School.
Thank you, Ansh. Let's get started. Hello everyone, my name is Sauvik and today we'll learn how to use Lovable to create web apps. Open any web browser like Safari, Google Chrome or Edge and make sure you're connected to the internet. And then go to lovable.dev. This is the screen that you're going to see when you open the app. Let's get familiar with the interface. The first step is to create your account. On the top right, you can see sign up. So go ahead and click that. So when you click sign up, you'll be presented with 3 options. One is to connect with GitHub or sign up with Google or just use your email and password. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click sign up with Google and you can see this, your email will come up here. So go ahead, click that and go ahead, click on continue. Okay, so now you have to fill up some basic details. Go ahead and fill what best describes your role, software developer, where do you work, by myself, personal projects. I'm going to select beginner because we're just learning how to do coding. So beginner, I want to learn how to build web apps. How you found us, you can just say YouTube and click on continue. Okay, perfect. Now our account has been created and now I'm going to show you all these details in the interface. So now that your setup has been done, we're going to go to Lovable's interface and we're going to check out some features. The first thing that we'll do is we'll go to support. And here you can see 3 options. One is ask the community, second is docs, and the third is premium support. So you can go ahead and click on ask the community and join Lovable's Discord servers. You'll find other people like you who are building something. If you click on documentation, Lovable has very good detailed documentation on how you can start with your journey. And you'll be able to see what other people have built. And go ahead, click on quick start, creating your first project. They have videos and explained how you can start creating a project on Lovable. In premium support, if you're using a premium plan, if you've paid for Lovable, then you will directly get support from their team. One of the things that I wanted to mention is if you click on ask anything and you want to understand something from the documentation, you'll be able to search it directly here. So instead of searching about Lovable on ChatGPT or on Claude, any other app, go ahead and use this feature because this will tell you directly from the docs used by Lovable. For example, how many integrations does Lovable have? So it's going to search through its internal documents and it's going to give you an answer. So you can see that based on the documentation, I can see that we have GitHub, Supabase, Stripe, custom domains. So by integration, what I mean is Lovable connects to all these different tools that will allow you to have different functions. In chapter 3, we're going to cover Supabase. Stripe is used for payments and similarly, we can also create custom domains. Like if you need the name of your website to be something specific, then you can go ahead with custom domains. If you click on launched, this will take you to a different page and you can see what other people have built. They submit projects and Lovable hosts all these people's apps. So you can see that some people have built chat PDF, Recipify, your kitchen, your rules. So if you click on any of these, let's say if I click on chat PDF and this is just a screenshot and then you can go ahead and click on visit. And these are all apps that have been created by other users using Lovable. You can go ahead and try using this, or you can also come here and see other apps, right? Let's go back to the homepage. So that was about launch. Now, if you click on learn again, you'll be taken to the documentation. So I would highly recommend you to check out the documentation of Lovable when you are building something. This will help you to understand how different integration works and what you can do with Lovable. This is work in progress since Lovable is new. They're updating their documentation documentation continuously. So everything that you see today might not be the same 1 year from now. So I would highly recommend people to start getting the habit of reading documentation. Okay, so we have covered these threes, and now if you click on the Lovable symbol here, you'll be taken back to the screen. On the bottom, if you scroll down, you'll be able to see these 4 options. Under my project, all the projects that you build will come here. Right now we don't have any projects. If you click on latest, you'll find other projects that people have done, and this is less than a minute ago, so a lot of people have been using Lovable and they're creating apps. If you click on featured, you'll see one of the best projects that people have done have been featured by Lovable. One of the things that I want to mention is, if you see this green symbol here, it means it's connected to Supabase. In chapter 3 we will understand what Supabase is. So right now let's move forward with templates. So templates is something that will help you to start your product journey. So you can go ahead and look at any one of these landing pages or website design and understand how some people have built these designs, and you can also use them if you want, or you can start from scratch. In our use case, we're going to start from scratch, but if you want, you can go ahead and if you want to create a creative portfolio, you can click on this template and you can use that. If I scroll down, you will find this at the bottom. This is the pricing plan. So for starters, you can pay $20 a month, and that will give you a higher limit. So right now we just have 5 prompts. On top of your daily limit, you'll get 100 more per month. And similarly, you can choose the one you want. And let's go back to the bottom. Under product, you can see that there's an option called hire a partner and become a partner. I wanted to highlight this about Lovable, how you can hire a Lovable partner as well. So this is basically people or agencies who have been using Lovable, and they will charge you some money to build the application that you want. This has been like a marketplace, a new marketplace that's not getting so popular as of now, but in the future it might become a thing. So you can only find a few Lovable partners right now, and you can also apply to become a partner. So go down, you can click on become a partner, and they will have a form for you to start. So if you click on apply as partner, it'll take you to a type form, and then you can apply to Lovable's hire a builder program. Before that, you need to know how to use Lovable. So we'll go back to the UI again and check out other options. Now that you're familiar with Lovable's interface, let's understand how to structure an effective prompt to get the best output. We can't expect the AI to give very good results if the prompts are not well defined. Like we say in computer science, garbage in, garbage out. For consistent outcomes, it helps to structure your prompt into clear sections. A recommended format given by Lovable uses these 4 labeled sections: context, task, guidelines, and constraints. Context gives background or the bigger picture. For example, we're building a project management tool for tracking tasks and deadline. This sets the context or the stage for AI. Task, it states exactly what you want done now. Example, create the UI for the project creation page. Guidelines specifies how to approach the task or any preferences. Example, use a clean design following material UI principles and ensure it's mobile responsive. Constraints declares any hard limits or must nots. Example, do not use any paid libraries or do not alter the login page code. If you use these 4 label sections provided by Lovable, you'll be able to get good outputs, and writing effective prompts will help you get better results as your app. One of the examples that I'm going to show you, we have already seen that Ansh wrote this prompt and gave it to Grok 3. So what we're going to do is we're going to refine this prompt, and we're going to do the same in Grok 3 and see what prompt we need to give to Lovable. So the goal that we're trying to achieve is we're building a healthy recipe generating app where the user can tell the app what they like to eat, their allergies, basic details, deficiencies, and the type of cuisine. So once they click on generate, it will give them a step-by-step recipe, the items you need to buy, and also a YouTube tutorial to watch. So let's go ahead and open Grok. So once you go to your new tab, go to Grok, you can click on grok.com and you can click on sign up. I'm going to click on sign up with Google. So let's copy paste this prompt. So as you can see, this is the basic PRD that Grok is generating for us. What we essentially want is an enhancement on top of it. This is a particular prompt that Lovable team has given, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this as a context or as a reference to Grok to tune my prompt according to this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell Grok that, okay, this is great. Now convert this into a detailed prompt for Lovable. It's a no-code app builder with the following template. Okay, so this is the prompt that we have gotten. Detailed requirement for Lovable, the app view. So I'm going to just copy and paste it. One of the other things that we can also do is shorten the prompt with technical details, and we're going to use the think mode here. This looks good. Let's copy this, go back to Lovable, and now this is the point where we start prompting. So what I've essentially done is I have a basic idea that I want to make a healthy recipe generating app. I use Grok to refine the prompt, and now I'm pasting that prompt into Lovable. So now Lovable is going to write some code, and meanwhile that's happening, I'm also going to walk you through some of the tools that you might see on the UI here. So if you click on this particular button here on top, on this drop down, you can see that you have a daily credit limit of 5. What that means is you can use 5 prompts. After that, your limits are going to be exhausted, so you might have to subscribe to the paid plan. So by default, your project is going to be a public project. Anyone can view and remix. What this means is everyone who's on Lovable or anyone can go to this project and they can build on top of the app that you have built. So if you click on go to dashboard, it's going to take you back to your dashboard, and this particular project is going to be there. If you click on project settings, you'll see that the project name has been defined, Wholesome Culinary Magic, and the owner, this is, I think, our username. We can go ahead and change that as well. So you can see the tech stack has been defined as Vite, React, Shadcn, and TS means TypeScript. Messages count 1, all edit done. This one. So if you go to the visibility part, you'll need to be a starter user, which is $20 a month, to make it private. These are all the options for project settings, and let's see what we have done. So this particular button will help you to see the code that Lovable is writing for you, but we don't want to see the code, so we can click on this one. Okay, it's still spinning up the preview. We'll find this. So if you click on this hide sidebar, it's going to hide the sidebar for you. If you click on view history, you're going to see all the versions that Lovable has created till now, and it's still working on the first one. So as you prompt more, and we're going to do that in this free version, we're going to exhaust all 5 prompts, we'll be able to see 5 versions. Okay, so it took some time to generate this output, and sometimes you might get an error. Don't be disheartened, because in coding, and especially in vibe coding, you'll have to prompt again and again to solve this error. So click on try to fix, see what the error is. You can click on show error, and it will show you the error that it has. It has a lot of errors. Let's let Lovable fix it for us. So it's working on the code, and meanwhile you can see all these files have been created. So as you can see that we have finally gotten an output, and this took some time. So in case if you're not getting an output, it might be because the servers are overloaded. So just try refreshing that page, and this is the output that we've gotten. So earlier it ran into a few errors, and you can ask it to resolve itself. And this is the output that we've gotten. Looks very good. If you want to look in a different tab, you can click on open preview in a new tab, and if you want to see how it will look on the phone, you can click on this button and it will switch to mobile preview mode. I'm going to go back to the desktop one, and I'm going to see how it looks. After you've gotten the basic UI, you want to understand how you can connect the backend as well. We're done with the UI part. It looks good. Now we need to test our functionality. So let's see what else we can add here. Your personalized healthy recipes, favorite food. Let's go here again. Spinach, disliked food, onions. Okay, allergies. Okay, I'm gonna say that I have gluten allergies or something. Yeah, cuisine type, Indian, and deficiency, say B12 or something. Activity level, moderately active. Yeah. Okay. So you can see that it's giving you a result like golden turmeric lentil curry. This is what we can prepare. Nutritional info. It gives you calories, protein, carbs, fats. Wow, this is actually pretty good. So you can understand that it's going to take 35 minutes. Indian recipe, medium, shopping list. These are the things that you need to buy to make this recipe. Let's see what we have done till now. We have the Mediterranean chicken quinoa bowl, ginger sesame, go to generator. What we can do is we'll try to add some more functionality into this one, and we'll try to create a profile. So this basic structure looks pretty good. Let me go back to Lovable here. So let's first understand and summarize quickly what we did. We had this prompt, a very simple prompt that we had given. We refined it with Grok 3, we enhanced it, and we got this particular prompt, and I pointed this out, and there were some errors, and it finally created this nice looking UI. Now I'm testing the functionality. The functions which are not working, I'm going to prompt that and I'm going to try to fix that. Okay, so this is what our product looks like, and understand that I had given a prompt to focus mostly on the UI first, because if we have the front end developed, then we can focus on the backend logic, right? So let's go back to the prompt that we had created and understand that use lovable components, focus on dashboard, future features as placeholders. So a lot of these features, if I go back to the app here, right, edit profile or save changes, these features are not working right now because we've just focused on the UI and we just wanted a basic, fully functional app, right? So right now let's try to give a user sign in. Let's continue. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna ask use Supabase for authentication and also add 2 options. So I'm gonna use sign up with Gmail and email password. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead to chapter 3 in a bit and we'll try to understand what Supabase is. Okay, so I've written this prompt to add Supabase for authentication and add 2 options. One is to sign up with Gmail and the other one is to sign up with email and password, right? So I also want the other application, the features to start working, but let's just focus on authentication first. Right now, we do not have people who can sign up to our app. So I want that to happen and see what we can do. So I'm using Supabase for authentication and let's see what it gives. So it's telling me that it requires authentication components and integrating with Supabase. Supabase is an open source backend as a service that provides authentication, database, PostgreSQL, storage, and real-time capabilities. So we're going to learn how to set up Supabase account and how to use that in Lovable. So what it does, it helps Lovable users by handling data storage, authentication, and other backend functionalities without requiring manual setup. So it's a really good win-win situation for new developers because they don't have to go through the hassle of setting up all the tables by themselves and creating all these things. So we're going to look at how to set up Supabase now. Okay, so let's see. First, we need to click on this one. So click on Supabase here and it's going to say connect Supabase account. Click on connect Supabase. So now it's asking you to create an account here. So you have an option to create an account with GitHub, or you can use your email and password. I'm going to use the sign up option and I have 2 options. One is with GitHub and the other one is with email. So I'm going to use my email and I'm just going to create a password. Okay, let's see. Okay, sign up is complete. So check your email to confirm. Okay, I'm going to go to my email and I'm going to confirm that. So you'll find an email from Supabase. Click on confirm email address and it should lead you to the dashboard. Okay, so before you go to the dashboard, this is an important step. You need to create an organization and under that organization, you need to create projects. So I'm going to say AI with Roy and type of organization personal, and you can go ahead and choose your plan. I'm going to click on free right now and go ahead, click on create organization. Okay, so now I need to name the project. I'm going to call it Lovable Healthy Recipe Generator. Okay, you can name your project whatever you want and you need to give a strong password. In my case, I'm going to give the same password as before. Yeah, and you can select the region. So whichever is closest to you, I'm going to select South Asia, Mumbai, and I'm going to click on create new project. Okay, so this is the homepage that you'll see on your Supabase account, and you can see on your left this is a navigation panel and you have table editor, SQL editor, database, authentication, storage, and all these things, right? So if you click on table editor here, right now there are no tables and we just wanted to connect Lovable with Supabase and Lovable will create those tables for us. So let's go back to Lovable again. Click on Supabase, connect Supabase again. Now it's asking us to authorize it. So go ahead and click on. So it will show you the organization name that you just created. Click on authorize Lovable and this is done. Okay, so it's showing you that your connection is successful. And now you go back to project. If you click on Supabase again, now it's showing you the organization name and you need to connect to the project. So we just created Lovable Healthy Recipe Generator. So click on connect. Okay. So let's go back to the project and let's see, it's got this sign in and sign up UI created for me, and or connect with Google. Now I don't have the tables created for me. Let's go back to Supabase here. I don't have any tables. So you will need a database to store your values, right? So when your users sign up, you need to store those values or the recipes, any kind of data, you need to store it. So let's go ahead and ask Lovable to create tables. Create tables for users signups and creating, and they should have a saved recipes table linked to it. Create these two tables. Let's see. Okay, so I'm asking Lovable to create these tables for me, and it's going to write all these SQL queries and it's going to push it to Supabase, right? So if you want, you can go ahead and look into it, but if you don't understand it, don't worry. We're just going to accept all the changes and it's going to summarize it, what it's doing. So it's going to create a profiles table and it's going to create a saved recipes table, right? This is what we wanted. What's the profile table doing? It's linking Supabase built-in authentication user table, and this is linked with user ID, the second one, the saved recipes. Okay, a trigger that will automatically create a profile when a user signs up, right? So it has a real-time functionality for both these tables. So let's click on apply changes. SQL already executed, and let's check our daily credits. So we still have 3 credits left, and let's see if we can get to some nice functionalities before we run out of credits in the free account. So it says the SQL migrations have been successfully executed. It's updating the code to use a configured Supabase project for authentication. If you want to see the code, go ahead and click on this button, and it's waiting for Sandbox to start. And here you can see all these integrations, and you can see under Supabase, this is the file. If you click on integration, this is where all the Supabase code will be. Just to show you the context, this is the Supabase URL. This is the Supabase key that it has automatically linked to my account. Okay. In case if you want to look further into the data and how it's building these pages, go ahead and do that. Okay, let's see the preview. It shows that to test the authentication, try signing up with email password, try signing in with Google. Okay, we need to do both of that. So let's do sign up. First, I'm going to do a sign up with my email. Let's check it out. So if I choose the email option, I think I'm going to receive an email to confirm my identity. So let's select the same thing. All right. So we have clicked on create account, and it says verification email sent. You can go back to the authentication here. You can click here and configure email providers. So here you can just deselect this one, confirm email. So users will need to confirm the email address while signing in, and go ahead and click on save. So now I don't think we need to confirm the emails. So this is just for testing. So I'm not gonna write too much. I'm just gonna say abc@example.com. Yeah. Okay, that's perfect. So authentication part is now working. Click on logout. Let's see if it works. Yeah, this is working. I've just given a very basic password. So we were able to use authentication, and let's see if this is added to our authentication. Okay, yeah, we can see abcexample.com and it's been confirmed, last signed in. So when you're testing, I think it's better to just give this option. So you go to authentication, you click on this and you click on configure email provider, and it will give you with this options from email. When I click generate recipes, so what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to add my OpenAI API key into this one. So when I click on generate, so let me just go in and go into the account here. Okay, once I'm in, so I want to generate recipes through OpenAI or through the API used in OpenAI. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on, when I click generate, use my OpenAI API key to generate AI output for recipes. Okay, let's see. So I think this will be our last prompt until we exhaust the daily limits. I also wanted to show you how you can connect your OpenAI API key. It's a paid version, but I'm still going to show you how it works in creating your account and creating OpenAI API keys. I'm just gonna search for OpenAI API keys and go ahead, click on OpenAI platform or this one, I think the first one. So click on login, I guess, and you can log in by Gmail. Okay, so this is the API keys page. You can click on create secret key and you can then write my test key and just give whatever name you want. So just say Lovable testing, Lovable app. Yeah. And you can click project and then you can create your secret key. Okay. So this is the only time that you can see this key. So you won't be able to view it again. So please do not share your API keys with anyone. So you can click on copy. You can go ahead and click add API key and you can paste your API key here. Click on submit. API key is added successfully. And now it's going to create that functionality for you. So it's creating a Supabase edge function to handle the OpenAI API calls and update the front end to use it. So what it's basically doing is it's doing some sort of edge functions here in Supabase. For now, just for simplicity, just understand that it's gonna help you to connect OpenAI's API with your front end. So all we need to care about is making sure we know how to create this API key and we click on done. So the other thing that you might need to check is your billing because this is a paid version. So yes, of course, you'll have to check how much usage you have and you can check the total number of requests to these APIs, total spends and things like that. Okay. So one last thing that I want to mention is you can click on publish to publish your application. So right now, let's let this last final feature to get done. And then we're going to publish this app and it's going to use its own URL. So you can go to this URL with your phone and you can essentially use this full-fledged web app on your phone as well. So you can also connect to a custom domain. So I'm going to click on publish here and I'm going to check this URL. This is just a preview. Okay, so I've put my OpenAI API key. I wanted to show you a similar experiment that we were doing with a paid account from OpenAI and how it looks. So I'll go back to another Lovable here and I'll show you the work that we had done. So you can go ahead and check this out. So what this does is it's the same thing. It's a healthy recipe generator. And I also have this button that I created. It's called OpenAI API tester. You can just click on test API and it's gonna test if the OpenAI API is working or not. It's working correctly. So I'm just gonna check the API keys and here I'm just gonna check on logs or usage, I think. Yeah. So total request is 12 and tokens uses, 1200. So I can just check if I've used my API key. Only 12 calls had been made so far. So I'm just gonna write the same thing here. I think I'm gonna just write chicken, deficiency, vitamin D, allergies, dairy, cuisine, Indian. Let's select this one and click on generate recipe. So I'm showing you this example because this is what it would look like if you have connected your OpenAI API key with this. So it's going to give you that shopping list. It's going to give you the ingredients you need to get, cooking time, how many people it'll serve, and then you can go ahead and create a to-do list like this as well. You can also copy to clipboard and the entire shopping list will be copied. And you can write whatever you want because it's directly connected to OpenAI and you can save your recipes here. The login page is created. So this is how you would create a fully functional app. So that was a short tutorial on how to use Lovable and Supabase. Multiple Lovable projects can share the same Supabase backend, making it possible to create various front-end interfaces for a single database. Finally, I'll give you some points to troubleshoot some common issues you might face while starting your journey as a vibe coder. When the AI misunderstands your request, break your request into smaller and clearer parts. Provide an example of what you want. Explain your goal, not just the feature. When the result doesn't work, ask the AI to explain how the solution works. Test one feature at a time. Be specific about what isn't working as expected. When you get technical jargons and you don't understand that, ask for explanations in simple terms. You can use the template which says, explain to me like I'm 5. You can request for analogies to similar. You can ask, what would this look like to a user. That was a short course on how to use Lovable and Supabase. I hope you enjoyed. But folks, remember that this crash course is just to give you a head start. You cannot expect to learn some basics and start earning money. So to give you a clear roadmap for the next 30 days, let me bring back Ansh.
So if you're a non-technical person watching this right now and you're wondering कि यार coding तो मेरे बस की नहीं है, just be patient. This is not a core coding course. This is you understanding how to use AI and how to direct these tools and eventually hire a team of developers to build apps for you using these no-code tools. The truth is, you cannot stop here. And you also cannot expect to earn money after watching just one video. If you really want to build amazing stuff, you have to level up. Developers, product managers, and designers, all of them are slowly becoming into this one single role called product engineer. And Twitter has been talking about this for a very long time. Some companies are also calling these people as product builders. It's almost like becoming a very hybrid Swiss Army knife of a person who can manage, code, and design, and using AI tools and not actually learning things from scratch. So they would learn the first principles, build their vocabulary, understand what does what, and then learn AI tools that can help them build things fast. Now, this entire journey starts with you learning the basics of coding and product development, which are all the first principles. And it doesn't have to be intense, but you need to learn all of the first principles that have been going on for a while. AI can help you sort this out very easily. In fact, we've made multiple tutorials on ChatGPT, GPT bots, and Grok, and in every case, I remind you to paste complicated documentations and ask AI to explain it to you as if you're a 10-year-old. So if you're having a difficult time understanding a certain topic in Backend, just copy paste documentations, or you can upload a PDF and ask ChatGPT to explain what you do not understand. Break down each and every concept till it finally clicks. In a span of 2 to 3 months, you will start making sense of things faster than ever. Once you're comfortable, don't just sit and practice alone in your room. Go out and intern at a small agency. There's tons of AI automations and entertain agencies out there. So many people are looking for young talent who is experienced in things like Lovable. Get real world experience, because when you work under a team, when you actually see how tools are built, your learning speed doubles. Watch what they do, ask questions, and try to contribute as a beginner. And do this internship for at least 3 to 4 months. Then, once you have practical experience, start building internal tools for yourself and that agency which you're working for. Each time you build something, try to upload it to GitHub in case you have not signed an NDA. Otherwise, you can make your personal projects and start uploading your progress on LinkedIn and GitHub. Over time, your GitHub profile and your LinkedIn profile will become your living, breathing portfolio, which will help you get more opportunities. There's a very high chance that whatever you learn today will get outdated tomorrow. So make sure that you stay in touch with all of our latest tutorials. In the next 3 years, if you start today, you will be one of those rare people who will have 3 years of experience in vibe coding. Do not let this opportunity go to waste. Every month, we are seeing new tools, new APIs, new frameworks. So I'm telling you this beforehand that what works today might become outdated tomorrow. We've already explained the future of work in one of our videos based on the World Economic Forum's report. I would strongly suggest you to watch that entire video. I will share the link in description. I hope this course helped you get more confidence with vibe coding and no-code development. Let us know in the comment section if you want us to make more such videos. If you want us to train your company on AI tools, then send us an email on collab@anshmehra.com. We're also launching our advanced courses for professionals on Gen AI and UX design. The waitlist form is in description. I hope that you're taking care of your mind and body. This is your dost Ansh Mehra signing out. If you enjoyed this video, then do check out this video of the same series. I am sure that it will help you even more.